The other thing I would like to talk about is publicity. How do we do publicity for gospel events? Because I sometimes see certain things and I am forced to react in a way. I am not an expert in everything publicity. But the little that I have come to learn and understand is that publicity should be directed properly towards the audience you are looking for your events. Now, when I say this, all I'm trying to drive at is you are doing a program, for example, there's a program that was done recently by a brother of mine, Benjamin Ansah, Pastor Benjamin Ansah, Crazy Praise. Now, that program is purposely for the senior high university age group. So one thing I realized is that their publicity was more directed towards that group. And how did they do it? They did on-the-ground publicity by going to these schools, going to these secondary schools, going to these universities, and then engaging the people one-on-one. That is the first thing. Second thing, they did a couple of programs in those schools to get the people's attention on what to expect on the main events. Thirdly, they employ social media. Social media was so active with different short videos, different teasers, different flyers. And it was catchy enough to get people's attention. Now, on the day of their event, the auditorium was overflowing with so many of these age group that they had in mind to get come for the program. And I realized that they knew what they wanted and then they went in for it. Now, we look at a lot of gospel events and it's almost like Potogum Shebu. If I say Potogum Shebu, what I'm trying to say is that yes, but a directed approach, a specific approach used to get a certain people, a certain targeted people, would yield some more results than just leaving it like that. Now, just this afternoon, I was driving around. I'm not going to mention the place, but I was driving around in town, and I saw a program that is yet to happen. It wasn't a billboard. They had done a wooden frame structure, something, and they had put a banner on it, and then it was just choking someone corner in some bush somewhere. And even though I was driving, I saw it because it is a program that I had shared a flyer for. So when I saw it, I recognized it. But then it made me question that, okay, so I don't want to call it a billboard, but a signboard or whatever it is, wherever they put it at that particular moment, is it going to get people's attention? Because yes, a lot of cars drive past that place, but that place is so busy and it's a curve, it's very risky, that when I am passing, I can't have enough time to stop my car and then look and then see the details that are on the signboard. You get what I'm saying? So my question I was asking myself was, how effective is this going to be towards getting people to come for the program? I don't know if I'm making sense. So what informs a proper publicity for an event? I feel that one, your audience, you should know the audience you want to come for your program. Every program has a particular targeted audience. You should know your audience. Yes, a gospel event is open to all, but But you are reminded that not all people are going to come for the event. So you need to let the event reach the people who are most likely to want to be at the event. You understand? So if you just put signboards all over the place and expect that yes, because there are signboards all over, people will see it. Mind you, there are certain places that when you place your signboards or your billboards or whatever, it's just a waste of money. Any proper publicity strategy manager or whatever can tell you that, and ye be a signboard crackers, and ye be a billboard be a productive. If the billboard is at a place where maybe I'm a driver, I am Kelvin or whatever, and there's a billboard here, and there are cars that are moving, and especially if the billboard is like a small billboard, you just wasted money. If it is a giant billboard and I am driving about 100 meters before I even get to where the billboard is, I can see clearly everything that is on the billboard. It makes sense. So spending money on that is perfectly okay. But when it's a small billboard, it's located in a very busy area, and that place, I can't even have like 5 minutes off. No, 5 minutes is even too much. 5 seconds off the road to look at it and get back to my steer. It's just a waste of time. So it is only going to be profitable to those who use that place on foot. And if that place has the majority of people using that place, using a car on that particular stretch, and then let's say if you are to talk in numbers, you have like 200 people on foot using that place, and then you have like 1,000 people who drive past that same place. Now, those 200 people, if for example, you get 50 of them respond positively, they are going to come for the event. And out of the 1,000 people who use that route with a car, 20 decide that they are going to come. I feel that you still haven't reached your audience. So we should be very careful when we are doing publicity, because now the dynamics of publicity has changed a little bit. In as much as traditional ways of doing publicity is very important, I feel now people should engage more of social media, because 10 out of every 15 people might, or let's say 8 out of 10 people are active on social media. 8 out of 10 people are active on social media. So if you focus more on social media for your publicity, it would make more sense as compared to just using the billboards, banners, and stuff like that. Those things are good, but personally, I don't really subscribe to so many banners, so many posters and stuff, because one, it becomes rubbish, a nuisance in town. Two, not a lot of people pay attention to them. Not a lot of people pay attention to banners and posters when they are driving or they are moving around in town. You understand? But a lot of people stuck in traffic will just pick up my phone to be on Facebook, be on Instagram, be wherever. And the probability of them actually seeing the details on the flyer is higher than if it's pasted all over. You understand? So yes, we can balance it. You can get some banners, you can get some posters, you can get some billboards, that is fine. But I feel we should concentrate more on social media too. Okay? And when it comes to events publicity, Charlie, you can't take out bloggers. You can't take out bloggers. I was speaking with someone and the person was like, oh, but it's a program we crack for Betsy, it's for Betsy, and then channel was saying, which are bloggers, we are more sure about the program, and I say, I'm more posty about the program. And I told the person that, well, it might not be important to you, but at the end of the day, and you'll be able to me about the event, not everybody will be present. So there is going to be a sizable number of people who are also going to be online. And if you push it online, you are also going to reach those people and you are going to be a blessing to those people. I listened to one man of God who was saying that he wasn't so much of a social media person. And then he was struggling with the fact that he has to integrate himself with the current social media thing and all that. So his friends were actually pushing him to put his stuff on social media, to do stuff on social media. And he was still resistant. Until one day, one of the friends told him, Charlie, boss, you are really not a social media person, I understand. But look at it this way. The talents, the grace that God has given you is meant to bless everybody. You understand? Social media is a tool that has the ability to reach more people than you can reach physically. So if you are investing in social media, invariably you are investing in reaching a lot more people than you would have reached if you had to talk to them one-on-one. So at the end of the day, if you don't invest in social media for your ministry, you are actually depriving people of hearing the message of Christ. And the big man was like, oh, okay. He hadn't looked at it that way. One were the days where we felt social media was something for just entertainment. Social media is now big business. Social media is serious business now. I mean, people have been able to reach other people so far in places that they would have never dreamt they can even get there. But the message of Christ has been able to reach those places because of the internet, because of social media. So let us not take away social media when it comes to publicity. It is very important, and we need to concentrate more on social media because it would help us to get the best out of what it is that we have been called to do. So when we are doing publicity, as I've said, we should concentrate on all the angles involved. I mean, you can't take away social media. You can't take away social media. That is a fact. You can't take away social media from publicity. So the earlier you adjusted yourself to integrating yourself with the current trend of social media, the better for all of us. Because God is going to ask you that, well, you could have reached people in the farthest places on earth, but you didn't. Why? Because, oh, you didn't want to get yourself involved in social media, blah, 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 blah. Well, that's fine. But it's a tool that God has availed to us to use. So why aren't you using social media? So that's it about the publicity bit.